Hey, everybody, it's Chris over at Dixieland Farm, and this is a very, very specific, weird, tangent-y stream of consciousness video. I am a flight simmer. I do it online on the VATSIM online network. I've taken training, and one of the training programs I was in has different ratings, and I went for the last rating. The last rating is P4. It's airline. Only 700 people out of 700,000 people on the network have this rating, and my instructor said 90% of those were people that actually have a real license and just did paperwork and transferred it. They didn't actually go through the test. They just transferred that, yes, I'm a real airline pilot, and they got granted that rating. So maybe only 70 people have actually taken the test itself. I took the test and I passed. That has nothing to do with this. You can actually watch a video all about that later on that I'll make. But the plane I was using was called the Dash 8. It's a very unique, weirdo hybrid plane. It's a turboprop plane built in Canada, very suited for Canada. It's good for short hops. It's almost as fast as a jet, but it can land in very short distances. My instructor said, don't use this plane. It is very peculiar and weird and hard to fly, and I thought, no, it's easier for me to understand, and he's also right, and I was right. I flew this plane. The plane model was made many, many, many years ago. I think like 8 years ago. Very old plane model, and that they were releasing a new version soon. I said to myself, if I pass this P4 rating, I will buy that new version of the plane as a treat to myself. The day after I passed, they released the plane. $80, which is $20 more than the actual flight simulator itself. The plane that I was flying before, called the Q400 Legacy, opposed to the Q4 XP, the Q400 Legacy was selling for $20 because it was so old. And it was a plane I knew and I loved to use. I found it quirky and weird, and I knew all its quirks and weirdness, but I still enjoyed it very much. It made me happy to fly that plane, and it made me a little proud that I could fly this very unique, weird plane and very quirky, unique model and pass my P4 test. The second I loaded up the new plane, the frame rate was unusable. I could not fly the actual plane because just the logic and computing involved to make it work was too much for my hardware and too much for 75% of the people who bought this plane. Literally thousands upon thousands of complaints and messages on their Discord server all about the plane and why can't I fly this plane? I can fly other planes and this one is unusable or crashes. That is a long way to get to this point of you get so focused on upgrade my computer, upgrade my TV, upgrade my video system, upgrade my audio system, upgrade my turntable, upgrade my phone, upgrade my life, upgrade my kitchen. And I don't know about you, but I find when I do upgrades like this, the returns are never, ever close to what the expenditure was. Both my sister-in-law and mother-in-law both did kitchen upgrades. I think they were both close to $100,000. There is no way the kitchen increased the value of the house by $100,000. The kitchens are lovely. I'm not going to say they're not lovely, and I'm not saying and their old kitchens were not as lovely. That is true. But were they $100,000 lovelier? Is getting the turntable or amplifier or any upgrade in step with the amount that you're spending over what you have. And I think you will find, as I have found, there is a break-even point, and of course the thing is you never know what that break-even point is, but almost always medium level is good enough. Cars, medium price car usually gets you the most for what you spend and the happiest. Because I actually found the more I spend on those things, it's not even did I get that much more happiness. I actually lose happiness because I get upset that this is not as good. or was not worth the time, effort, expenditure. There's usually something weird that I have to do with whatever the new product is that just annoys me. So, I'll upgrade the computer. Oh, this computer does this thing now. That's weird, opposed to the old computer, which I was used to. That's it. That's the whole video. There's nothing else I'm going to talk about. It's just this. Is that, and I would, we're making a back and forth with me. You don't certainly make a thread about this or anything, but have you run into this in your life? I certainly have. But then there are things that you upgrade. Like I bought a hose reel to roll up my hose. It was annoying me, and we put it on the reel that attached to the house, and it just cracked off, right? So years ago, I bought a plastic hose reel for $50, and I'm like, oh, I've got that reel, and the first time I cranked it, the handle cracked off my hands. Now I had $50 piece of junk here, so I went out and spent $200 on a thing that to roll up the hose in my house. But I have a really long hose. It's like 200 feet because that's what I need for my property. And it's all metal, and it's got a thing that will guide the hose, and it's a huge crank. Like I said, all metal and pneumatic tires that are cannot deflate. Thing was totally worth $200. I bought a electric mop here to clean up the dog stuff or whatever. That thing was a $200 mop. It was totally worth it. So there are things that are definitely worth it, that make your life easier. I find it's on utility stuff like that, you know, power washer or chainsaw, you know, those things make your life easier. But things you enjoy don't seem to have that same value. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I should leave. I think I'm going to do that. Hi. Hello, hi. You're very close to me. Ella, come here and say hello. This is why I do it. This is why I do it for the kids. Hi. Thank you. Goodbye. By the way, if you come to the farm, you can kiss me like that.